Cats are often enigmatic creatures, with behaviors that seem puzzling or contradictory to their human companions. One of the most puzzling aspects of cat behavior is their strong aversion to having their stomachs touched. Unlike dogs, who often enjoy belly rubs and see them as an affectionate gesture, many cats will react defensively or even aggressively when their bellies are touched. This behavior can be confusing to cat owners, especially when their cats roll over and expose their stomachs in what seems like an invitation for affection. However, the reason why cats hate having their stomachs touched lies deep in their instincts, physiology, and complex relationship with vulnerability. At the core of a cat's dislike of having its stomach touched is the fact that the belly is one of the most vulnerable areas of its body. Cats, as natural predators, have evolved to be highly attuned to their own safety. In the wild, exposing the stomach is a risky move because it houses vital organs that are crucial for survival. The belly is soft and unprotected compared to other areas of the body, and in a predatory situation, a cat would be extremely vulnerable to attack if its belly were exposed. Therefore, when a domestic cat exposes its stomach, it may not be an invitation for affection, but rather a sign of trust or a defensive position. When a cat shows its belly, it's often in a relaxed state where it feels safe and secure. Or it's attempting to demonstrate that it is not a threat. However, this doesn't mean the cat wants its belly rubbed. In fact, when a human reaches out to touch a cat's stomach, it can trigger a reflexive response rooted in the cat's survival instincts. The stomach is a sensitive area, and any sudden touch there can cause a cat to feel trapped or threatened, prompting a defensive reaction. This is why many cats will swat, scratch, or bite if their stomachs are touched, even if they have previously rolled onto their back and exposed the area. The behavior is an instinctual response, not necessarily an indication of aggression, but rather a sign that the cat feels vulnerable. Another factor contributing to a cat's dislike of belly rubs is the way their bodies are built. Cats have extremely sensitive skin, and the sensation of touch on their stomachs can be overstimulating. Unlike the back or head, which are areas of the body where cats are more tolerant of touch, the belly has a thinner layer of fur and more nerve endings, making it more sensitive to pressure. When a cat's belly is touched, it may feel uncomfortable or even overstimulating, causing it to react by swatting or pulling away. In addition to sensitivity, the stomach is often an area where cats are particularly protective of their own personal space. Cats are territorial animals, and their sense of personal space is very important to them. Touching the stomach can feel like an invasion of that space, which can lead to a defensive reaction. This is especially true for cats that are not yet fully bonded with their owners or those that have had negative experiences with touch in the past. While some cats may tolerate belly rubs from their most trusted human companions, many others will avoid having their stomach touched altogether, preferring to keep that area private. Interestingly, cats also tend to avoid exposing their stomachs in unfamiliar or stressful situations. A cat that feels threatened or anxious is less likely to roll onto its back or present its belly, as it would be a risky and vulnerable posture. Instead, a cat that is feeling insecure or defensive may prefer to maintain an upright posture or keep its belly concealed to protect itself from potential threats. The behavior of rolling onto the back and showing the stomach can thus be seen as a form of communication, signaling that the cat is not in an aggressive or threatening state. However, this gesture does not necessarily mean the cat is ready to accept touch in that area. Cats are highly independent creatures, and they have a different understanding of touch compared to humans or even dogs. For some cats, a belly rub may be seen as an intrusion or an uncomfortable interaction. Cats generally prefer to control when and how they receive affection, and they may not appreciate unsolicited physical contact, especially in such a vulnerable area. This preference for autonomy is part of what makes cats unique as pets. They are often more selective about their interactions and prefer to initiate affection rather than passively receive it. For many cats, a gentle stroke on the head, behind the ears, or along the back is far more acceptable than a touch to the belly. It's important to remember that a cat's aversion to belly rubs doesn't mean it doesn't like affection. Rather, it reflects the cat's natural instincts to protect its vulnerable areas and maintain control over its personal space. Some cats may enjoy belly rubs when they feel completely secure, but for most, this is a rare occurrence, and it's important for owners to respect their boundaries. Cats are creatures of habit and routine, and if they've had positive experiences with touch and affection in the past, they may eventually come to trust their human companions enough to allow belly rubs on their own terms. This trust is built through a gradual process of understanding the cat's body language and respecting its limits. For instance, a cat that rolls over onto its back and exposes its belly may not always want a rub, but it might simply want to feel safe and secure. It's important to observe the cat's overall body language when it's in this position. If the cat appears relaxed, with its tail gently flicking or its paws stretched out, it may be open to interaction, but if the cat's body is tense or its paws are tucked in, it's likely best to avoid touching the stomach. Some experts suggest that owners can build trust with their cats by offering gentle, slow petting on areas the cat enjoys, like the head or back, and allowing the cat to initiate contact with the belly. This way, the cat learns to associate touch with positive experiences and may eventually feel more comfortable with more intimate interactions. While many cats dislike having their stomachs touched, this behavior is simply a reflection of their natural instincts, sensitivity, and need for control over their personal space. It's important for cat owners to understand that a cat's body language is a crucial indicator of how much physical contact it is willing to tolerate. Rather than forcing affection, owners should respect their cat's boundaries and build a relationship based on trust and mutual understanding. This way, cats and their owners can enjoy a harmonious and respectful bond, where affection is given on the cat's terms. Understanding why cats hate having their stomachs touched allows us to see them not just as quirky pets, but as animals with complex needs, behaviors, and communication styles that deserve respect and consideration.